most people interact with email marketing like that, and they're like, I don't want to be that person. Well, you don't have to be. Hey, what's up? It's Aaron, and welcome back to the CashPT Lunch Hour podcast. I'm your host, Aaron LeBauer. Well, hey, what I'm going to share with you today is the most valuable asset in your business. Okay, you may not know this, but the most valuable asset in your business is something probably hiding from you. It's probably sitting right in front of your face and you never knew it. It's something that people who are going out and buying other businesses or other clinical practices aren't actually looking for. The most valuable asset in your business is your email list. So before we get into the show, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell button, which I think is on the left. I'm pretty sure it is. Or it's on your right, it's on my left. And if you're listening to iTunes, make sure you subscribe. And if you're watching this somewhere else, give it a heart, like, love, something like that to let me know that you're enjoying this and to make sure that you see this, see the next episodes. And please feel free to tag a friend, share this with a friend, share this on social media, because my mission is to help 100 million people avoid unnecessary surgery. And the only way I know how to do that is to educate physical therapists on exactly how to market directly to patients. So patients know to get PT first instead of thinking they need an MRI to know exactly what's going on. Because you and I can agree that PT is just as good as diagnostics as an MRI or orthopedic surgeons, and we should be using MRIs and X-rays to confirm the diagnosis, not to make it and to scare people in the process so that they think physical therapy doesn't work. If you can agree with that and you can get on board with that mission, please share this, invite friends to listen to it, and get ready, because I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to know to build a business that's valuable, that's even so valuable that when you sell it, you could sell nothing except this one thing, which is your email list. You're also going to learn the 5 big reasons you need to start building an email list right now, especially if you want to make money, the top 10 ways to build your email list, and 3 things you must never do when sending out multiple emails at once or when doing email marketing. So I'm pretty damn sure this is an episode chock full of too much information. I probably shouldn't be teaching this much, but what I was thinking about and have thought about lately is how so many people think email marketing is dead, how email marketing is sleazy, it's scammy, it's I don't want to show up like that in someone's inbox. Probably because you're getting a lot of people sending you emails who don't know marketing and they don't know sales, and they're sending you crazy stuff. Like, one of the worst things you can do, and this is somewhat related to email marketing, is to send someone to a sales page, especially from a Facebook ad. This is a bonus, what not to do, especially from a Facebook ad. And hey, you're trying to sell me your thing, and I show up on your thing, and then at the same time you have a pop-up that asks me for your email address to join your newsletter. And I'm like, no, I want to join your newsletter. Okay. So most people interact with email marketing like that, and they're like, I don't want to be that person. Well, you don't have to be. You just need to offer something that's irresistible. Give them an irresistible offer. We just built this in our Patients and Profits program on Tuesday, and went deeper into it in our Platinum Mastermind monthly call as well this week. And it's the irresistible offer. And how do you build a large email list? So let me get back to the other thing that I'm going to get into why this is important. If I was going to buy another business, especially a PT practice, the first thing I want to know is, how big is the email list? Okay. I actually recently bought an asset. I'm not going to tell you yet because it's not 100% deal and done, but I bought it. And the only reason I bought it, and I paid $5,000 for it, was because they had an email list of 2,300 people, physical therapy business owners. And I know that while yes, I paid $5,000 for it, I'm going to find $5,000 worth of customers from those 2,300. Because all I have to do is, if I convert 1% of 2,300, what's the math on that? 1% of 1,000 is, was it 100 people? At $5 a piece? So 200 people at $5 a piece. What's the math? That's $1,000. So I really just got to convert 200 people at $20 a piece, and I get my money back. I'm pretty sure the math is right. But if you look at what's a 1% conversion rate on 2,300, let me just see if I can do this with you and just make sure my math is right. So we're speaking the same language. So let's say 2,300 times 0.01. That's 23 people, and I need 23 people to pay $20. That's $460. So if I can get 23 people times, let's say $200, that's $4,600. So $200. What do I have that's worth $200? Well, that's less than one visit of physical therapy. Let's say my course, the CashPT Blueprint, which is a $2,500 course. Let's say I got 2 people out of 2,300 to buy that. I get money in return. Okay. Let's say everyone wants to come to, I can, out of those 2,300, I can get 1% to come to PT BizCon next year. So it's 2,300 times 0.01 times $197 for a ticket. That's $4,531. That's 1%. Most of our conversion rates are around anywhere from 10 to 20% on the things that we do. And okay, so why would I do that? Well, I know there are people out there that don't know about me, and they don't know about the possibility of building a cash practice, but they also don't know about the possibility of marketing their in-network clinic as if it was a cash practice. Because in an in-network clinic, you have so much less friction for doing business than we do. And if I can use the same marketing tactics that move people over like a mountain to move people over like a curb, we're going to get a flood of new patients in business. So the first thing I want to know when evaluating a business, and I've had met with people this year in hopes of doing some deals together about buying a physical therapy practice and building it up and scaling it to multiple locations. We're talking tens and hundreds of locations. The first thing I asked when they were asking about, well, should we do this deal is, well, how big's the email list? Because that's where the money is. It's not in the accounts receivable. The accounts receivable is only good for the next 30 to 90 days. Really? I mean, and if you can't get it in the next 90 days, you're probably not going to get it. Okay, so what's the monthly accounts receivable? I don't care. I want to know how big's the email list. How many customers have they had? How many prospects do they have? Because that's how I know I can go in and generate money, mint money, print money, and help people at the same time. Okay, if I'm going to buy a business, the second thing I want to know is how many people are on the email list move from prospects to patients. Like, how often do they get people off that email list to become new patients? It's probably very little. They're probably not converting very well. And then I want to know the frequency of the emails and that they send and how they were how they were gathered. Like, where did they get them from? Did they buy the list? Did they get it from the APTA or somewhere else, Every Door Direct, or did these people sign up at workshops? I want to know the open rate and the click-through rate. Even if the click-through rate is a couple percentage, that doesn't mean it's bad, and it's never going to be 100%. Then let's talk about the accounts receivable and some of the other assets in the business. But really, what I want to know if I'm going to buy a PT clinic, beyond how big's the email list, I want to know if the owner is the face of the business or if the business is, as a brand itself is where people are coming. Because if I buy a clinic and it's all about the owner, well then, guess what? When that owner leaves, I don't have much, especially if I don't have an email list. I had someone message me, this has been about 4 or 5 years, hey Aaron, I need your help selling my business. I was like, okay, great, love to help you do that. And I asked, when are you moving? In 2 weeks. Okay. How big's your email list? I don't have an email list. 100. Like, this person has nothing to sell anybody. They maybe have some equipment and a lease someone else could take over, but as soon as you're gone, no one's coming to see, John. If they've been seeing Jennifer or Mike, there's no business there. That's called a job. And when we're in business, we don't want jobs. We want to build a business to create jobs for other people, not a job for ourselves. Is this making sense? So when we look at why is an email list so valuable? Well, these are the 5 big reasons you need to start building your email list, especially if you want to make money. I don't care if you have a physical therapy clinic, you have an online business, maybe you just have an online brand and you've got tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers, or you have 20 followers. You need to build an email list, because one person off your email list at a $2,000 plan of care or a $2,000 12-week coaching program is gonna make it such that, like, it doesn't matter what it costs to use the service to run the email list. You should be making at least $1 per email subscriber per month. And the number is probably closer to like 5 or 10. You could even do $100 per email subscriber per month. Do I know what we're doing right now off the top of my head? It's at least $5 per email subscriber per month. So just imagine if you had 1,000 email subscribers, that's $5,000 per month. Okay. Like, that's not a hard and fast rule, but if you have 1,000 email subscribers, you should be generating $5,000 per month off that email list, which really negates any cost to pay someone tens or hundreds of dollars a month for the software or for the landing pages that you need to use, like ClickFunnels. Like people say to me all the time, Aaron, why would I pay $97 for ClickFunnels? I'm like, converts at least twice as good as the generic stuff. Okay, great. But it's $97 a month. Well, if you're using it right, that $97 is paid for because you got 100 followers and you're making at least $1 per month on them, which at 100 followers, you can be making, 100 email subscribers, you can be making 6 figures with just 100 people on your email list. Okay, so here's the 5 big reasons you need to start building an email list right now, especially if you want to make money, you want to pay down your loans, you want to afford to go on vacation, you want to take your family to Iceland, to the Blue Lagoon. You just want to earn what you're worth and earn what you deserve as a doctor of physical therapy. Number 1, followers are not dollars. Followers are not dollars. Okay, you may be looking around and being like, oh my God, Susie Jane has 50,000 followers on Instagram. Well, guess what? Susie Jane is repping a brand, like a supplement brand, and you can get 10% off of whatever product it is by using her code, and then she gets 10%. So maybe you go buy $49 worth of supplements and you get 10% off, which is $5 off, and she gets a $5 commission. Okay, cool. All right, great. Now, maybe I can make a couple thousand extra dollars a month that way. Maybe some people are making a lot more that way. But what if they had a course or their own coaching program? But what if, who cares? Okay, great. But then who cares? What if Instagram shuts down for 6 hours? How do you communicate with your followers? How do you make money that day, like we just had when Instagram and Facebook shut down? If you don't have an email list, how do you make money? Okay, how do you make money when they ban your account or shut you down or someone else get your password and whatever? Like the government could come up one day and say, hey, Facebook, no, you got to shut it down. And your account could disappear. Or maybe you're a women's health or pelvic health therapist and you're talking about vaginal dilators, or you're talking about painless sex, and you put up some picture that's totally appropriate in context, but Instagram or Facebook flag it and they ban your account for the week or shut you down. Who knows? If you only have followers and you don't have an email list, you lose everything. You're not in control of your followers. You're not in control of the conversation. Someone else is. You need to move your followers onto your email list. You need to move your group members into your email list. You need to have a way, an irresistible offer, to get them from social media into something that you own and control. Like, yes, the internet could go down and I can't email people. Yes, I could send some spammy ass email and I might get my account put on hold. But if you're not sending spammy email, and I'll get to what not to do about that in a minute, your account's not going to go away. And you get to download a Excel spreadsheet file of all your contacts and back it up. And so you could have them on multiple platforms like I do. I've got my contacts in ClickFunnels, a PT email engine. I've got them in ActiveCampaign. I've got them on my hard drive. I've got them on the cloud in my Google Drive. I've got them in somewhere else too. Okay, your followers are not dollars. Don't get too excited about that. Followers are great. It's a great way to move, to turn suspects into prospects. Followers are prospects. Leads are on your email list. A lead is someone who's giving you their name, phone number, and email. Okay. Number 2, the fortunes and the follow-up. Okay. Also, Susie Jane, who you go to their Instagram account and they've got a bunch of followers, and they're like, "Hey, get 10% off of my thing," and you go to the thing and it's just like, "Buy my stuff." It's like, okay, maybe 1% of the couple 100,000 people you got or 10,000 people you got might buy that when they're ready, especially if you're not selling it. But what if you gave them an opportunity to learn the top 3 things you need to do to fix your back or grow your Instagram account or grow your business or start a practice or start marketing your patients? And then they got on your email list and you spent some time sending them emails every day or once a week or 3 days in a row to educate them more. And then you make your offer. You're going to make a whole lot more money and you're going to help a whole lot more people. Because I don't want to just go to the link in your bio and find a link that says, "Hey, book now," or "buy my stuff now." Like, I don't care. Like, I didn't buy an iPhone now. I know I'm going to get an iPhone 13 and I know it's available. I still haven't rushed out to get it because I could go, well, is it worth the $1,500? I know it's worth the $1,500 to buy one, but is it worth my time right now to do it? Is it worth me putting it out? No. Okay, what do I need to do? I probably need to just go send an email to my list, raise the money, go to the Apple store, grab the phone. But I haven't done it yet because I'm waiting until the time's right. And that's what most people do. But if they're waiting until the time's right and you're not in front of them, you're not on top of mind, you haven't helped them tremendously so much, they're not going to come buy it from you. They'll go buy it from the next person or the first person that they see it from when they are ready. The number 3 big reason you start building email lists now is you own the email list. I already alluded to this, but you own it. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't own it. You do. Okay. Number 4, the no love and trust factor. It's not no like and trust, no love and trust. This is part of the follow-up, but we need people to buy into your mission, buy into your story, get on board with you and identify with you and the things you believe in. And then they're going to trust you, love you. They'll be raving fans and they'll buy your things. And by buying your things, they're helping themselves. You're not selling things just because it's about making money and you're pulling one over on people. You are helping people. And if you know you can truly help people, it's your ethical obligation to learn how to sell products and services to them, especially products and services that allow you to help multiple people at once, not just one person at a time. And in order to spend $2,000 or $2,500 on physical therapy with you, they need to trust you. They need to know you. They probably need to love your brand. The 5th reason, you need to start building your email list now, because really the best day to start is today, or the best day to start was yesterday. The next best day is today. The 5th reason is you can mint money anytime you want. If you've built trust with people, if you send them valuable information, if they know, love, and trust you, if they're on your email list and you're like, "Hey, I need to make a sale. I need to make some money. I want to invest in crypto. I want to buy an NFT. I want to buy an iPhone. I want to go on vacation. You know what? I want to use someone else's money to invest." Okay. All you got to do is go to your email list and you can send them an email for an offer. And if your email list is nurtured well, you do it right, you send them the right follow-up messages, you send them the right thank you messages, you make it easy for them. People will go like, raise their hand and be like, hell yeah, I'm going to do it. You say, hey, flash sale, 24-hour flash sale on my course or product. The next 10 people get it at 50% off. And then you make money. It's pretty damn awesome once you get this. So I hope you're getting it. The other, I would say the sixth biggest reason is that an email list with an automated follow-up sequence allows you to make money before you get out of bed. So shout out to my friend Greg Todd for that term. But it allows you to make money while you're eating dinner, you're in a meeting, you're on vacation, you're skiing, you're sleeping, you're picking your nose, you're doing something else if you set it up so that it sends out automated email messages, automated nurture sequences, and automated sales sequences. Email is the number one thing. Yes, my sales page does do it on random times, but it's from the email list to move people into a training or a webinar, then to a pitch, or from a training to some emails to a pitch to a call for a clinic. You can mint money anytime you want. So what I'd love to know right now is what's been most helpful for you about this. So if you're listening on iTunes or to the podcast somewhere, write it down. But if you're watching this on YouTube or social media somewhere, please just drop a little comment right now below the video. Let me know what's been most helpful for you about this so far. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to share with you the top 10 ways to build your email list. You may want to write these down or come back to the show notes because they'll probably be in the show notes. This is one of those episodes where I'm just giving it all away. And you should do the same. Give away your best stuff, right? So here's the top 10 ways to build your email list. Number 1, you need a free lead magnet. So what's a lead magnet? You could call it an ebook. But when I told all these really smart physical therapists they needed to have an ebook, they were like, wait, whoa, what? I got to write 200 pages and I put references in there? And I got to, oh my gosh, like they never would do it, right? When I say ebook or the word book to you, how many pages is that? How many references? Like we're talking about back pain. You're like, oh, I better put references in there because that's what I was taught at school. You don't need the references. No one gives a shit. Okay, so think about a lead magnet like this. A lead magnet is something of valuable that people are willing to give you their, exchange their email, phone number, or their name, phone number, and email for, right? It's something valuable, highly valuable, but they know I don't need to go, I could probably pay for it, but I'd be happy to give my email address for this, right? It's a lead magnet. It can be a cheat sheet, a checklist. It can be if I'm going to do an ebook, it's going to be like 10 pages. What we've been doing lately that works really well are short videos, like 5-minute videos. You need a lead magnet. It's just something valuable that's hidden or not. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be hidden from everyone, but it can be. Like a unlisted YouTube video, or it could be a public YouTube video curated on a page that's hidden so that people get it once they sign up. Like you're curating information for them. So a lead magnet just needs to be something that they want, that they're willing to give you their name, phone number, and email that's related to the problem you solve, right? And that's a lead magnet. It can be a lot of different things. Don't overcomplicate it. If I've ever said ebook in the past, I apologize for making you freak out. It's just something really small. Okay, number 2, run a workshop, an in-person workshop. Most people run workshops all the time, but you guess what they don't do? Name, phone number, email. Just put in on like a workshop sign-in or consent, name, phone number, email. Hey, by putting your name below, you consent to being here for the workshop, and you understand that there are a few risks involved, and this is not physical therapy. And by the way, we're going to send you our top tips on how to fix your back, or our top 3 videos on the best exercises for back pain. And you get it. You go put it into your software like the PT email engine. You upload their contacts. They go into the workshop automation, which means it's just an automated reply email. So let me talk about this. You may not know what an automation or automated email is. Day 0, someone signs up for your email list. You set it up. So day 0, they sign up. And as soon as they sign up, they get an automatic email. And it's not an email that comes out Monday morning. It's an email that comes out right away as soon as the system processes. And then you have an email that comes out day 1, day 2, day 8, day 15, day 30. Something like that, based off the day that they sign up. So it's evergreen. It happens all the time on autopilot. You can also send messages that are targeted to people who are already there. Say, hey, I'm going to send this Monday the 15th at 8 a.m. That's a different type of message. That's more of a broadcast or campaign message. So when you send a lead magnet, you have an automatic email reply. When people come to a workshop, you go home, you manually upload them, or they could maybe, if you're crafty, they could sign in on your iPad or computer, and they get an automatic reply. The third way to build your email list, one of the best ways that I've done it, is through webinars. Workshops are in person. You could do like an online workshop. I think of webinars as like it's an online version of a workshop, slightly different than an in-person workshop, but they can follow a very similar format. There's a little bit more to organize because you have some other software to build. But oh my gosh, the first few years I was doing this back in 2013, 2014, I built my email list by thousands of people by doing free online webinars. And many of you listening to the podcast have been around long enough that you joined me for some of those. And some of you haven't. And if you haven't, go listen to the first probably 40 episodes of the CashPT Lunch Hour podcast. Most of those episodes, not all, I won't all of them because some of them I recorded separately as we put this out on podcast, but the very first thing I did was do free webinars. About the first 40 episodes are recordings of those free webinars. And you'll notice how they're different than some of the latest episodes, but I didn't have the capacity in my business to do free webinars and a podcast at the time. And podcasting wasn't as big then as it is now. And now in the last few years, I've built my team, more capacity in the coaching business to do this. I do not edit all these videos or audios. I just record this and upload it to my team. And if you want to do a podcast, it's not as difficult. It doesn't have to be that difficult either, but you have to pick and choose. I chose online webinars instead of a podcast. Now some of my top coaching clients are starting podcasts and they're choosing podcasts and not webinars. It's one channel at a time. So I digress. Webinars are amazing. One of the softwares I use, Webinar Jam, integrates right with the PT email engine, and people come into Webinar Jam and they get the automatic email, boom, 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 and it just happens. And it's great. They're amazing. You could do one every week. Number 4, Facebook groups, especially a free Facebook group around the topic on the people you help. So for instance, the CashPT Nation has generated at least 2,000 leads for my email list. I haven't looked at the number lately. We've got over 6,000 people there, but it wasn't until a couple of years ago when some software came out that allowed me, there's a software called Group Leads, and it allows me to ask specific questions on the way in. Hey, I'm going to send you a free, so that you can get our free guide on our checklist on starting a practice or our 35 marketing strategies. Put your email here. And so when they do that, I've got this software and it just brings it magically through the internet, moves people's information into our email marketing software and sends them the information that they requested. They get a free bonus. So it's still the lead magnet, but now the lead magnet is also part of the entry into the Facebook group. The lead magnet could be in the Facebook group. You still collect their information on the way in. Facebook groups can be an amazing way to build a list. Right now in 2021, it's October 15th. The Facebook group for me is better for building my email list than it is for generating clients out of it directly. When I post in there, not many people see it, but other people post questions and they see it, and it's part of the Facebook algorithm and how it's changed. Facebook groups can be incredibly powerful. I just did this week where I put a lead magnet in the Facebook group. I made a video. I went and did a post on Facebook. who wants to see my video. People commented, I sent them the link. Then if they weren't in the CashPT Nation, it got them into the CashPT Nation. I didn't even have to use the email follow-up, but the email follow-up comes to deliver what I promised, but the email follow-up comes on their way in if they're not already in there to offer them some other amazing things. So it's about over-delivering. I want to over-deliver on my promise and give more than I get and give first. Facebook groups are a great way to do that. Number 5, affiliate and JV partners. Affiliate and JV partners can be amazing. Joint ventures. I'm not talking about partnering with someone to build a business as much as, let's say, my good friend Urson from Modern Manual Therapy. We've been doing this together for like 5 years. He's been on my podcast multiple times. Spoke at PT BizCon. He spoke at one of our Platinum Mastermind retreats. We talk about once a month. Now, together we're partnering with someone else to help build this other person's business, and we're each getting something out of it. The two of us have been doing a lot together. I also have other JV partners that I've done things with. We've done podcast swaps and things like that. And so what it does is allows you to reach into someone else's audience. We do this for our clinic. We have a podcast called the Healthy GSO Podcast, and I'm still in the process of building, where I've interviewed 7 other local business owners, and I interview them about their business, and they share it with their audience. Okay, that brings more people into my world. You can swap lead magnets, especially if they have your audience, but you don't have competing products or services. It can be absolutely great. The one thing that gets tough about affiliate partners sometimes is once you get successful enough, you'll get to a point at which no one's going to promote your stuff just for the money. They're going to do it because they like you. And the money you pay them is going to be more expensive than you going out and buying traffic off of Facebook ads. So for me right now, a lot of the affiliate commissions cost me more than just getting the same people through Facebook, but there's a benefit to doing it because there's a human element. We want to do it. We want to help each other. And it's great. And the right strategic relationships can help you build your email list incredibly fast. Okay, number 6, Facebook ads. So Facebook ads for me is a priority right now. And for the clinic, it's harder than for the coaching business because for a long time we had a back pain ebook and we just ran Facebook ads to it. Just built my clinic email list like tremendously using that. Facebook's making it harder for us to call out people's specific problems and identify them, and they don't like the landing page or the book cover as much, or even just the fact that I'm saying it's a book about back pain. We have to work harder to get those same leads. So for the clinic wise, for leads, it's not as easy. But if I'm doing a webinar or workshop for the clinic and we want to drive attendees through Facebook ads, it's a whole lot easier than, let's say, the lead magnet, because we can talk about, topics more like, I don't know, the 5 ways to, well, you still can't say to fix your back pain. You can talk about like living healthy and being healthy and strong in the modern world or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of different things, and off the top of my head, we aren't doing one right now, so I don't have a great example of that, but Facebook ads are great if you know what you're doing. Just be prepared to spend money to get a result. You should minimum spend $300 a month to get started for 3 months. And then if you're doing it yourself, you're spending a lot of time figuring out Facebook ads. So if you're going to pay someone else to do it, it's going to cost you a minimum of $1,500 a month to have that other person spend $300 of your dollars. So you need to be looking at, how do I get 1 or 2 new patients out of this? And so Facebook ads are expensive. Do not run Facebook ads unless you have a proven offer. If no one wants your lead magnet when you post to social media or put it in your bio or whatever, like, don't run a Facebook ad to it. That'd probably be the worst thing you can do. It's just a waste of money. Google ads are great. A little bit different restrictions in Facebook ads. Easier to run directly to like my back pain ebook at the moment. But they can get complicated, and I'm like, I need someone else to do this too. So Google ads, it can be a great way to build your email list. It's still a paid platform. Okay, so off the paid platforms, a free training. So kind of like a webinar, but it's like a free training. It's different. I mean, it's a different idea. A free training. Hey, we're going to do a free training. I could do it with an affiliate partner at their CrossFit box. I could do it on Zoom. I could make a video. I can go video series. It's a great Jeff Walker's product launch formula, which is a 5-day, 5-day training or 5-week or whatever version you want to do. It's a great way to build your email list and sell products at the same time. Number 9, a podcast. You're listening to a podcast. Podcasts are great, but okay, how do you get someone from a podcast to your email list? Well, have you gone and gotten your copy of the CashPT Checklist? If you want to launch a practice and you want to get all the exact checklist to launch a cash practice, go to CashPTChecklist.com. Maybe you already have a practice. Maybe you already have a practice. It's already started. You've already launched it. You want to figure out, how do I get more new patients in the door? Maybe you have an in-network business, or you want to add a new therapist and you want to get them busy. You want to scale up and open another location. You're like, I know I'm going to need more new patients. Well, then go to 35marketingstrategies.com. That's 35marketingstrategies.com. You're going to learn the top 35 marketing strategies that we've used to build and scale our practice, and that my clients have used to build and scale 6 and 7 figure practices. So CashPTChecklist.com or 35 marketing strategies. Or maybe you're like, I don't want a downloadable thing, Aaron. I want a free training. Well, go to LeBauerConsulting.com/free webinar, and you'll get our free training on how to launch and scale a cash practice in 90 days. So it's kind of webinar, kind of free training. Those are kind of lead magnets, but that's how you use a podcast to get it. You put out some episodes, you give to get, you make an offer. If you're going to do that, you don't do 3 offers at once, do 1 offer at a time. If you're giving people multiple offers, it confuses them. But I know that there's different types of people listening to this, and I wanted to give you all the examples. Okay, 10, a raffle or a giveaway. Okay, it's a $5 raffle, and we're going to send all the proceeds to Stand Up Kids or the Stand Haiti Project, right? We're going to send all the proceeds to the Interactive Resource Center here in Greensboro. Just put in your $5, name, phone number, email. You send them an automatic email, say, hey, thanks so much. You've entered the raffle. I guarantee you all the proceeds are going to go to the thing, and I'm going to match the proceeds, or I'll match up to $1,000 or $500 of the proceeds, and we'll make a donation. And by the way, I'm going to send you health tips and podcast updates, etc. Look out for the next email in your inbox. Dr. LeBauer. Raffle or giveaway. Easy. Or you can give away something for free. Hey, I'm going to give away a course or a mobility kit or a total body diagnostic. Here's where you go to enter. You can build your email list that way. Okay, what I want to know right now, is if you were sitting here talking to me, which of these sounds like it's the best one for you? And what are you going to do next? So if you're watching this somewhere where you can write a comment, please put it in the comment section below. If you're listening to this on iTunes, here's what I want you to do. Screenshot this, share it on Instagram as a story, and put in either your takeaway as a comment or the thing you're going to do, your action step. You put action, build free lead magnet. Thanks, Aaron, and just tag me and shout me out, and I'll retweet it. I just want to know, or retweet it, reshare it on Instagram. I want to know what you're getting out of this episode. And if you're like, Aaron, I'm getting too much out of this episode or out of your podcast to put it into a tweet or a social share, do me a favor. Go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star rating and review. I'd be incredibly grateful. And maybe what I should do sometime is read out some of the reviews to you guys. But I don't necessarily want to take up the airwaves with that. But if that would be helpful, you got to let me know. I'd be happy to shout some of you guys out for doing that. So before we finish, we're not done yet. I want to give you the 3 things you must never do when sending emails. Okay, these 3 things are going to get your account shut down, your email marked as spam, and are just going to mess up everything for you. It's just not good. Not good conduct, and it's going to turn people off. Number 1, do not BCC your whole list from your Gmail account. This is so annoying. There's 3 problems with this. Number 1 problem, if you're doing this through your clinic, by BCCing, so you're blind copying, right? So you might actually mess up and CC people, which is public copying of everyone. Well, if you mess up or you do the public CC, you're now sharing PHI with everybody else on that email list, and you're giving away everyone else's personal contact information without their permission to everyone else you've emailed. Maybe, okay, so that's number one, like that's part of this. Don't CC everybody to send these announcements out. Then don't BCC people, because you start doing that and people don't want it and they're going to mark you as spam, and now your personal Gmail, Outlook, Hotmail account is going to be marked as a spammer account. God forbid you still have an AOL account. Get a Gmail account. Or a NetZero account. I don't know if they've moved in, but some of these older email accounts. Join the modern age. Get a personal Gmail account. It's going to be much easier to use. And then still don't blind copy or carbon copy every one of your contacts through a free mail thing, because it's going to expose their personal information to a bunch of other people. It's spammy. It's unprofessional. And guess what? Our professional association, one of the sections, was it the health policy section? And it was their subgroup on technology. I joined it for a year or two just to see, and be supportive of the technology one. Well, the technology SIG in the health policy section CC'd everybody about some announcements. And were announcements that were definitely important, but that I didn't sign up for. And I said, hey, can you take me off this list because I didn't sign up for this? And at that point, I wasn't even a member anymore. My membership had lapsed. And then they sent me another one, and I was like, hey, this is the tech SIG. Like, you guys shouldn't be CCing all of us. Like, you should be using some kind of software to send these announcements. And maybe they don't know, but but you're the tech SIG. Like, you guys should know. Like, let me help you. And I didn't get any replies. And it wasn't like, oh, Aaron, what program should we use and how should we do it? It was like, and I was very nice about this. Whereas other people were probably marking it as spam. Like, do not do that. And like, the leaders in our industry are doing that. It's like, I know it's a volunteer organization. I've tried my best to help. If someone there hears this, hopefully they get it, and you can contact me and I'll advise you on how to make this work. I'm not going to sit down and do it all myself, but I'll tell you exactly what you should be doing. And this was a couple years ago. It was like 2019, maybe 2020, maybe it was 2020. It was definitely like in the last 18 months. Ridiculous. Don't do that. Okay, off my soapbox. Number 2, do not use a free email account or a free mail account as your send from address. If you sign up for email marketing software like the PT email engine, Aweber, Constant Contact, whatever, and you're trying to send it from, Jennifer Smith at gmail.com. One, if you're using a reputable software, they're not going to let you do that, because spammers use free email accounts to send spam. So one, they're not going to let you do it because they don't want the hit on their servers that their users are sending spam. 2, if you do, then even if it's a email you use for business, but it's free, it's going to get marked as spam, and you're fucked. I mean, it just is. Okay. Do not use a free email account. Get a business account. If you're like, I don't know how to get a business account, it's going to cost you $5 to $15 a month. And if you're in business, $15 a month, it's nothing if you're doing business right. So just go to Google Workspace, and if you've got at LeBauerPT.com website, you can get a Aaron@LeBauerPT.com email address for $7 to $15 a month, whatever they charge. I think the HIPAA compliant version of Google Workspace is $12 a month. With almost unlimited storage, the $7 a month is like a lot of storage, but it's not the HIPAA compliant version. Just go get that. Don't use a free email account. Okay, number 3 thing you should not do. When you get a new account or you're uploading email addresses, Do not upload and try to send emails to people who have not given you explicit permission to send them emails. Okay, there's a way to do. I'll tell you the secret way to do it. If you do have an email list that people didn't give you explicit information, but don't try sending like regular mass emails, regular campaigns to people that did not give you permission, like an old business card or someone who saw you 3 years ago. If we're going to upload, if they were your patient 3 years ago and they did business with you, or they opted into a webinar or something like that from a few years ago, that's totally cool. But it's not like, hey, I was messaging this person on my private email about something. Now I'm going to start sending them like weekly updates. Like they're going to mark this as not spam and say, I didn't sign up for this, and your account's going to get put on hold or shut down. Okay. If you do have a bunch of contacts that you upload and you want to send some email, the best thing to do is to take those contacts and go somewhere and get like a free account somewhere else and upload them. Or you can upload them to your own account once you've been sending emails, but you put them in a separate list, in a separate location. You send them one email, and the email is like subject line name, and it's like, hey, and then it's, hey name, this is Dr. LeBauer. I know it's been a long time, but I wanted to make sure you knew what I was doing now. Right now I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and I want to give you a free gift. If you want a free guide on how to grow your business, click here. If you already have a business and you want to learn the best marketing strategies, go here. And if you're interested in a free training to learn how to, the 7 critical systems you need, go to this link. Otherwise, reply back now if you have any questions. And if you never want to hear from me again, don't worry about it. You don't have to click on anything. You don't have to reply to me. I'm not going to email you again. Boom. And then what happens is when people click on those links, then they move over to your regular email account. Now they've given you permission to email them. And that's how you take a list that you purchase, or an old unactivated list, or emails that you've just gathered around, like the change in the bottom of your couch. You've gathered them from places, and you can do that once, but don't do that from you really shouldn't do that really from the account you really want to be using long term. You should do that from like somewhere else. And what you're doing is you're throwing a ball out into the field from somewhere else. It explodes into glitter. People pick up some glitter and they bring it to your house, and you have a disco dance party. But only the people that want to go to the disco dance party will come, because we don't want bad vibes at our disco dance party. So the bad vibe people are going to get one email. Maybe they mark it as spam, but it has not going to affect the rest of your account or your other even email addresses. Is that making sense? Okay, so here's a couple reasons that people don't want to use email marketing that I've heard in the last few months. I barely have any clients. I'm barely increasing my clientele. I've only been open for a month, and therefore I only have 20 contacts. It doesn't make sense for me to email them currently for leads. Okay, like, do you want a business or do you not want a business? Okay, if you want to make money and you want to build a business, it absolutely makes sense for you to build a list of leads and email anybody, even if it's one person, for $49, $100, $150 a month. If you can get one person a month to come pay you $1,000, that's paid for. Software is paid for the year. Okay, I only have a handful of patients, and I'm interested when I have more people. Okay, how are you going to get more people? This probably is really like I'm not charging enough, and I don't understand either how hard it is to do this or, what the true value is. And if you've been listening to this podcast episode from the beginning, you understand that we're generating 6 and 7 figures from email. Okay, so if you could generate 6 figures from your email list, wouldn't you be interested in using it to get more people on your email list and more patients? Okay, the other variations, I'm just starting out. Yeah, great. This should be the first thing you do, even before you start. Like, if you're a student and you build your email list now, you're going to crush it. That's all I'm saying. If you build your email list now, before you even are thinking about starting a business, you're going to crush it. Just kind of like my Platinum Mastermind member, Stephanie McMillan. She launched her practice and did over $10,000 in her first month. And largely because she had built a loyal group of following, and she was just took massive action taker. She had people's contact information, she crushed it. She quit her job in January, quit her job in the beginning of January, maybe end of December. And then her first full month in business, crushed it. She already made 6 figures in her first 8 months. Nuts, right? So I'm just starting out. Yeah, this should be one of the very first things you do. This isn't the best time for me. There's never going to be a best time. I can tell you that. There's never going to be a good time to invest a lot of money, to sit down and change a system. But if you know that this is the thing that can help you grow and scale your business, it is the best time was yesterday. Right now is the next best time. But if now is not the best time, then you clearly don't know where you want to go and how to get there and why you should be doing this. So this is really more about the goals. What are your goals? Right? Most of my clients are Medicare and don't use technology. I'm definitely having trouble, right? Okay, most of my clients are Medicare and don't use technology. Guess what? If I was going to spend money on ads and my clients were Medicare, I'd buy an ad on the right lower corner in the newspaper, probably near the obituaries. And my dad is 86 years old. My mom is 72. Guess what? They both read email and they both send emails, and they're both on my dad's on Facebook, my mom's on Instagram. They both use technology. So that's a lie. It's a lie to yourself, or you don't understand your clientele. Maybe you're out in the middle of nowhere, but people do read their emails, especially if it's valuable. I'm definitely having trouble finding the Medicare age clients. Well, where are they? They're on Facebook and Instagram stalking their grandkids. They may be still reading the newspaper, but I'm pretty sure my mom in her 70s doesn't read the newspaper every day. My dad does. I don't have enough contacts to use email marketing. The point about email marketing and building an email list is so that you do have enough contacts. I'm still building my business on top of a full-time job. Yes, great. What's one of the most valuable things you could do right now? Build an email list. I just have a lot going on right now. I'm super busy. I get it. Okay, if you've got a lot going on, it's not like I'm sitting around twiddling my thumbs. I got a lot going on too. But guess what? I'm focused every day on what are the big rocks that are going to move my business forward 10x. And that's how I start my day. Money-making task, 10x tasks. If I could sit down and write out an email sequence that I know is going to make me $10,000, even $100,000, I'm going to do that. And that is an absolute priority because I not only believe in it, I've done it. The reason I have a ClickFunnels 2 Club Award, which means that I've generated $1 million in one funnel through ClickFunnels, isn't because I got on one-on-one calls with people and sold them into a program. It's because I sent people through a sequence of events, not supported by, but that was the primary reason that they moved from one piece to the next was emails that I sent based on their actions and interests. Okay? So for me, it's an absolute priority. If for you, it's not a priority, no worries. But if it wasn't, you wouldn't be listening this long in the episode. I'm currently working somewhere else full time and I can't advertise myself yet. You don't have to advertise yourself to build an email list. But what if you just said, hey, here's my free guide on doing X, Y, and Z. It's not branded with your business. It's just a free guide. They can get on your newsletter. There's no, just because you're sending a newsletter, a weekly message about one of our Platinum Mastermind members, Nick Essenplayer, amazing. He does this. He's built his email list with Nick's picks, and he sends a email out every Monday. It's his top picks for exercises and nutritional supplements or different things like that. It's amazing. You can do that and build a massive email list without ever advertising your business, because what you want to do, it's called jab, 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 right hook, Gary V. What if you just jabbed for 2 years and you just give for 2 years and now you can advertise your business and you've got this huge following and you're like, hey, business is open next week. Dude, you're going to have a flood of people coming in. All right. Maybe you just don't actually want to start a business, is why I can't advertise myself. Do not let arbitrary ideas like, I can't advertise myself yet, or I'm a new student, I need to work for 5 years before I start my business. Don't let someone else's arbitrary ideas keep you from helping a bunch of people. I currently do not have any content to provide the community. Yet you don't need content. You need to create content. You want to sell your content first. Ask this question. Hey, what's the number one problem you've struggled with? What would you like to learn about X? Find out what your community wants, teach it. Be like, hey, I just made a video on this thing. Do you want to see it? And if they say yes, you just got a lead magnet. Put them on your email list. Oh, I have too many local resources that have been helping me grow. Unfortunately, I don't have time to consistently invest and contribute to like services and growing my email list. Okay, cool. If someone else is advising you, no worries. Go with them, figure out what they want. But if they're not helping you build an email list, you are absolutely missing out on one of the most powerful marketing tools that we've used to grow and scale our cash practice and hundreds and thousands of cash practices. I'm just saying. I'm still in the process of building a website and getting legal documents together. Cool. If those are priorities, great, but email should be a priority. Like I said, building your website, you can have someone else to do that, and getting your legal documents together, like those are finite timelines. Email is the thing that's the long-term asset. And then the last one I can think of that someone said recently, I don't actually have access to my full email contact list. If you don't have access to it, is it even yours? Probably not. Maybe that's partners or some other businesses. If you don't have access to it, then it's not your email contact list. And that takes us all the way back to the beginning when I said followers are not dollars. Someone else's promise is not your business. Someone else's promise to refer you patients, to refer you customers. You cannot rely on that. You have to build. The reason you build your own email is because you get to control it. And if you are going to be a savage entrepreneur that's going to help hundreds of millions of people, you need to be in control of your most valuable asset, and that's your email list. So the last thing I want to know from you is, what excuse do you have right now for not getting started today on building an email list? Like, if you don't want to post that publicly, send me a direct message and let me know. Hopefully by this point, it's a redundant question and you don't have any excuse for not doing this. It's 2021, y'all. If you do not have an email list and you're trying to make money and you're trying to help people, you are missing out on a big piece of the puzzle. Remember, the entrepreneurship game is a different game than the game you were taught to play in school. You went to college to learn how to be a great employee. You went to PT school to learn how to be an amazing technician, a highly educated technician, a technician for the human body. And they did not teach you how to be an entrepreneur. They did not teach you how to play the entrepreneurship game. They are two separate games. They're two different playing fields. It's not like Little League and Major League. We're talking the difference between kickball and cricket, or not even kickball and cricket. Those are still way too similar. What's a game without a ball, right? I can't think of one. Okay, what's a game without hide and go seek? It's the difference between hide and go seek and cricket. I still don't know all the rules of cricket, but if I wanted to be really good at cricket, you better bet I'd go find myself a cricket coach who'd teach me all the rules. I'd read a bunch of books, study it, watch a ton of tape and ton of videos, and learn everything I can to be the best cricket player in the world. Because I know how to play hide and go seek. That's easy. I learned that when I was a kid. But we're is a very different game, and building an email list and a contact list is one of the most valuable things you can do. Just imagine if you had a list of 100 people and one person off that list gives you $1,000. What if you have 10,000 people on your email list now? It might take you a few years to get there. But what if you could 10x that? So that's, you have a list of 10,000 and you can get $1,000 or $10,000 or $100,000 off your email list of 10,000. I know if you're doing it the way I'm doing it and you have a list of 10,000 people, you should be making multiple six figures, $1 million, even $1 million or more from your email list. What if you could convert, and those are 1% conversion rate. What if you could convert 10% of the people on your email list to your program or offer? I mean, you can sit home and pull out your phone and do the math. Okay, so I hope by now you understand the value of building an email list and why it is imperative if you want to start a business. You already have a business. You're even thinking about maybe the possibility of starting a business in the future, or you just want to run a side hustle that generates more than most people's side hustle and actually lets you pay down your student loans. And it's not just a extra couple $100 here. It's actually competing with your real job, and you can just do that full time. You absolutely need an email list. So if you're interested in having me write all your emails and set up your system and build out some processes and put your forms together so you convert prospects to customers, move people off your social media to your email list, and move them from your email list into one of your programs, you'd probably love the PT Email Engine, which is the software we built specifically to help physical therapy business owners build an email list and convert prospects to customers and turn customers into raving fans and refer their friends and family. If you're interested, all you got to do is DM me the words email, and I'll send you some more details about the program and how you can get more information and get on board with it. If you're like, no way, I would never do that. Okay, cool. You're missing out. And this program's just designed to save you a ton of time, and it really basically puts the Mad Libs in your pocket. I actually sat down and took my best 30 emails and rewrote them and put them into this software. I haven't actually done that for my own email list. The most updated ones are here, and it's what most of my mastermind members are using. Pretty much everyone from the Patients and Profits on Demand program we just launched are using. And it's there for you. But whether that's it or not, use something and start nurturing your clients, moving your followers into dollars, generating leads, and helping people on a massive scale. Because we can't just sit around and say, hey, we know physical therapy is what you need, and not get out there and try to help more than one person at a time or more than 100 people a year. We got to get out there and help hundreds of thousands and millions of people so that we can get people to understand that PT is what they need, not an MRI, to know exactly what's going on. So hopefully you got a lot out of this today. I dropped a lot of my knowledge in here. So I'm pretty sure that you got something. If you need to listen to this again, go back and listen to it again. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the CashPT Lunch Hour. This is LeBauer. I always have trouble wrapping these up, especially when I do it myself, because I'm just hearing myself talk and I'm not talking to someone else. But I look forward to seeing you in person someday soon, maybe at PT BizCon next year. And look forward to hear your thoughts, your takeaways, and what you got out of this episode. And if by any chance you're like super stoked and this has helped you in any way, again, I'd totally appreciate a 5-star rating and review over on iTunes. And if you do, send me a screenshot, let me know. And there's just been too little contact with other people in the last 18 months. And this is one of the ways that I can get in your ear. I just don't hear back. So I look forward to hearing back from you. Peace out.